Moving on, we've got Belial versus bitbandingpig coming up. Here's an exciting one. Let's talk about them. Belial, big upset win in Group F over Pox. I don't think anyone saw it coming. Put him in first place in the group over Pox, who made it out of Group F as well. bitbandingpig, probably the community's favorite, most people's favorite to come out of Group E in first place, but a very surprising upset result. Frosty beats bitbandingpig in week 2 and manages to exit the group in first place instead, with bitbandingpig exiting in second. And so now bitbandingpig is fighting against Belial to try and continue being in the Summer Cup here. And it feels like I mentioned, bitbandingpig has kind of become a bit of a litmus test. How good are you at SpyParty? bitbandingpig is what I would describe as a ridiculous natural talent of SpyParty. Kind of doesn't have a huge amount of games played, probably about 1,500 to 2,000 now. But back when he was like 1,000 games less than, he was just doing a ridiculous amount of, high-level SpyParty stuff as spy and as sniper. And so a huge amount of natural talent and instinct for the game, which makes him a deadly opponent, even with not a huge amount of hours as far as game experience is concerned.
Yeah, to be honest, this night, I think probably the most even matchup we've seen so far, at least in game count. I think in experience, I think they finished about the same level in Challenger. bitbandingpig scraped it out of groups just barely. Group E, the Nightmare Challenger group. Belial beating Pox. I think Belial is riding the momentum right now, but I think it could definitely go either way.
Man, some of these matchups are just brutal. Like, there are a lot of really scary people coming out of the group stages of the Summer Cup, but Belial versus bitbandingpig is a match you expected to see a little bit later on in the tournament.
To be honest, yes. And the winner of this match is gonna have to place Puffk, which is no easy task. I would even say, like, probably even a little bit tougher than these opponents. I would have to give it the edge to Puffk there. But I mean, man, you just gotta focus on the opponent right here, right in front of you, if you want to make it out.
Yeah, especially since Puffk, with a very close match cast yesterday, actually did come out on top over Catnip, which was a little bit of an upset. So it's not going to be easy going forward for whoever takes the win off of this game, but we still need to figure out who that is, as Belial starts things off on the spy side of Veranda. bitbandingpig on the sniper. This is going to be a good one. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Oh, sorry, I have it on 4 times. Might be a quick game. Can we start that?
Okay, well, that's just fine. 3, 2, 1, playing it. Me and Track actually used to cast balcony games at double speed just because.
Just to get it over with nice and quick.
Yeah, exactly.
You picked a very good character for bugging. I like this. Now we're gonna do the Weewo, 3 bookcase highlights.
3 at bookcase, really hard chase from Belial to start the match off, but 34% on the flirt is what it's going to get him, and a green book in hand. And apparently, bitbandingpig is not one of the people who subscribe to the 3 at bookcase mythos.
Yeah, it might just be tough to catch on a map like Veranda. You're so focused on trying to just play the game, not too worried about trying to catch for these silly etiquette things. Now we get highlights, the standard statue highlight, but we'll have to see how Belial plays from this. Hitting hardtails can be pretty tricky.
Especially when you're highlight. That said, we do get the first 2 inspections off nice and early, so we're certainly not going to be seen rushing it late in the game, especially if we're a little bit careful moving forward about the timing of the next statue visit. Stepping into conversation here with the section target nets us another close white test to bring us up to 68%, with 2.5 minutes to play.
Ooh, bug opportunity? No. We could have chased and followed the ambassador out, but looks like Belial with this highlight just wants to play it cool for now. I think we might still want bug. General is a very good character even when highlight to bug. It's like print the Softail is going to be the option.
Yep, getting print at the blue book. Would have been nice if we were able to get that animation transfer for the first time we went to green bookcase on the other side there, but not trying anything for it, just going ahead and setting the book right back where we found it after picking up the print. And Belial now stepping into conversation once more with the seduction target, hitting a white test, but that's close enough to finish the seduce anyways.
I think we got bullied out of that spot. I don't think we wanted to be here, but don't think bitbandingpig's going to catch that weird path. Sometimes pathing on veranda can be very finicky.
Oh, that was not the bug we wanted. It was awkward looking as we bumped around with the ambassador. Let's see how... Actually, it doesn't look like bitbandingpig has a big reaction on that, but you never really can tell. We might be a lot more suspicious of Belial than he's letting on.
Yeah, I think the contact will probably hold true here because that bug was a bit suspicious, and that redirect there too.
Yeah, that was not how the pathing is supposed to be done, but we do pick up a briefcase for the second fingerprint here. I think probably would have taken a bullet by now if bitbandingpig was confident about the bug, so Belial may have gotten away with that cleanly. Has the fingerprint done. Could finish with an inspect swap here and might have to with only 30 seconds left to play.
The double agent is in conversation, but we'd be rushing like crazy. Maybe inspect swap is the best option here.
Does
No,
step into conversation with the double agent. Hasn't
the
started the
Bales.
contact yet.
DA Bales. Now we're forced to inspect swap. I don't think we have any other option. No
No
timeouts
other
because the
choice.
timer.
It's
Oh,
going
right.
to be overtime and a sizable one at that. 5 seconds. About 5 seconds worth of overtime is what's going to happen here. The safety was off before the beep beeps began. And bitbandingpig takes game number 1.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to frame Boots there, which could have worked. She was highlight, but we end up inspecting before swapping. So, and bitbandingpig ends up catching the fade on camera, so knows it's a white. No chance for a 50-50 there. Good shot by bitbandingpig.
And bring it back to good old Weo 3 at bookshelves. Yes, it's a bit of a meme, but on Veranda, most people know that this green bookshelf here is bugged in the sense that AIs cannot stand on the back half of it. If they land on the back half, they immediately redirect off it. And so whilst you may not subscribe to 3 at bookshelves, I would 100% subscribe to 3 at green veranda bookshelf, because statistically speaking, for 3 AI to actually land on the pad successfully is actually just, absurdly low. And so this is one of the only bookshelf pads where 3 are allowed, but statistically speaking, 3 probably will never land due to it being bugged.
Very good point.
Either way, it worked out for bitbandingpig as he now steps into the spy side of things. Belial on the sniper, looking to answer back in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Important to note that did forget to mention this, but bitbandingpig did get to choose the role, so also picked to snipe first. However, he did take the win to start it off, so starting off riding the momentum.
It was a very juicy opportunity with the seduction target hanging out at statues early on in the game. Possible seduce with inspects there, but bitbandingpig opted not to, instead taking the early fingerprint from the briefcase, and just now, gets bullied out of the conversation, isn't able to find a way in where he wanted, and winds up bailing out to the window.
Yeah, with these new art conversations just being the same size as the old art conversations, but the models just being thicker, you find a lot of situations like even now, bitbandingpig still having a hard time getting into that spot there.
Yep, not a great entry, but is still close enough for 33% on the flirt, despite being at the opposite end of the conversation. That's one of the nice things.
Absolutely. Flirting pairing on Veranda, I would say, is almost impossible just because of this reason. Uh, you could flirt across the conversation and still get a relatively standard flirt. You also might see the strategy a lot employed with bugs, just bug across the conversation because it's just so strong on this map.
That early fingerprint is certainly going to give bitbandingpig a lot of options moving forward as he steps into conversation with the double agent, lining up a contact. Goes for the reverse drive-by bug as the ambassador steps by, but it doesn't take. Luckily, though, seduction target steps back into green bookcase for a nice free flirt, picks up the green to 84%. Steps away with the green book as well. So no completions as of yet with 2 minutes to play, but lots of progress on the board. One more seduce will finish it up. One more fingerprint we get off of the book here. That's our first completion of the game at minute and 45 seconds to play, and bitbandingpig is not looking bad.
Absolutely. Even though we did miss that bug, we set ourselves up perfectly for to have backup plans, even if we do miss that. So I think bitbandingpig's position here, tough to say there, is quite good.
We found ourselves another SpyParty tongue twister, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, bitbandingpig was able to finish up the flirt as well in this conversation, but time is starting to tick down. Only a minute and 10 seconds left as bitbandingpig steps into red bookcase to put the book away. Hasn't been seen there yet. Belial is not on the rotation, hasn't even noticed bitbandingpig at the bookcase, gets away completely for free.
That is a clean hard tell. And that's why on this map, being in the center is usually the preferred strategy for most snipers, just hanging out in the middle. Right now, though, we really wish we got that reverse bug off earlier.
Banana bread.
Because now we might be forced to do a mission we don't want to do. BB. Not
Fake,
too bad here.
yeah, picking up the contact. That's one mission left with 30 seconds to play. Where's it going to come from? It could be a swap, could be a bug, could be a purloin. It's going to be the bug attempt coming through, but bounce off of Toby. It didn't look great, but I think it's enough. Belial is not taking the shot. And bitbandingpig takes the first two.
I think we were looking, yeah, it looks like we were looking at the purloin, not looking at the bug, but it's very clear. You do see Teals, unfortunately, does not have the best bug. Her arms does snap back in, but thankfully we got away with that. If I, I think bitbandingpig played this game pretty perfectly, though. If he had gotten that reverse bug, it would have been unseen. We could have cleanly won with the BB. Just really nice game plan from bitbandingpig to start.
Yeah, that bounce off of Toby almost spelled disaster for bitbandingpig at the end there, but Belial's eyes were elsewhere. And now he finds himself in a little bit of a hole going into pub any 3 of 5 in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We saw 2 slow played games, 2 set shots, I believe. So let's see if Belial can change it up. See if the sniper can snag a win here. It's definitely one of the hardest maps to do it on. We do demand. That is a hard tell, but it looks like we wanted the option of just hard rejecting.
I'm confused.
Yeah, we demand the drink, which is a hard tell, and then we reject it. So that's very interesting. There is a way to tell the difference between a delegate reject and an actual reject, but purloin's turned off. So no reason for Belial to really do that at all.
No swap available, no purloin available. It's going to be another very hard, soft tell heavy map as Belial starts things off with the first flirt for 34%. A little bit late in the game, though, already down to under 2.5 minutes.
And surprisingly, bitbandingpig already getting a decent amount of lowlights, already has 2. And if this number keeps on building, it might be really tough. Belial just might be cornered into a spot where he's forced to do missions.
Oh, the ambassador coming in for the easy reverse drive-by bug and then steps through the conversation to the other side, making it hard to tell that it happened. That was a beautiful little pickup from Belial. Mission done, the hard
And he ended
tell,
red.
now the contact getting finished up. Under 2 minutes, but with just 2 flirts to get for the win and no highlight, Belial is in a very strong position here.
Yeah, we gave up 1 highlight on Taft, but we gained a low light got brought back up. So really, there's not been much total net loss or worth out, you could say, for this BB, and now we just have to hope for the win. We have plenty of time to do this too.
And even if there was, just flirting for the win with no suspicion is a position you would gladly be in. But stepping in right next to the ambassador here, bitbandingpig is being very cautious about the bug, but little does he know it's already happened. The flirt comes off for a close green to 85%. A highlight comes off, I think, crediting a possible bug there, despite not seeing it. But
that could actually
one
spell
more
disaster. That would be the worst way to lose this game, getting credited for a bug we did not even do. Irish has one of the best bugs in the game, though, so understandably, bitbandingpig is very wary that Belial could have easily pulled this off.
Look at this, though. 45 seconds, and seduction target takes a terrible decision, heads all the way out to the far statues.
And we probably have to leave and chase, and this obvious chase might even lead to overtime. We just have to pray our ST is kind to us because we're running low on options now.
You wouldn't even get there in time. Just steps out to the windows to figure out where the seduction target is heading. 15 seconds. She goes to the other statues. Oh no, we have to give chase. Here's the flirt. There's the countdown. Stepping away. This could be it. bitbandingpig. Does he decide to take the shot? It looks like he's thinking about
So
it.
close.
But no shot comes off.
Wow.
And Belial gets on the board.
That was crazy. That was the worst position the ST could have ever went to. That is, I don't think there is a worse spot besides maybe like the far CC. There we like actually lose the game. But this is the second worst. And we have to do a hard tell there, but bitbandingpig just unsure of himself there. But he was close, maybe just thinking he doesn't have inspects, there's no way he could be done. I'm just gonna hold the shot. Well played to Belial for getting that reverse bug. Super clean.
Yeah, that's a lovely reverse bug.
Well played indeed.
I love the chat there. Pretty much like Ambassador bugged himself there, and it's true, 100%. The cool thing about this back conversation is even if the ambassador hadn't walked that path, we actually can bug through Twin here due to the fact that we're just in range. It's a really dangerous conversation. You have to guard it with all of your attention when the ambassador goes there. And so Belial would have had millions of opportunities, but there was that moment where he walks into the conversation himself and you all held your breath due to the fact that, yes, Irish's walking bug is one of the best in the game. And it's almost impossible to know if the bugs happen or not if you haven't watched it with absolute 100% intent. And Belial almost shot himself in the foot. A brilliant mission completion, one of the rare bug successes I suppose you can find of pub any 3 of 5. It's a good reason why people turn that mission off. And also, quite notably, this is bitbandingpig's least favorite map. In the SCL season, he pretty much banned it every week. And so not only does he not like pub, I can imagine he probably dislikes pub any 3 of 5 even more so.
Game was a lot more dramatic than it probably had to be, but it worked out for Belial anyways. Now he's on the sniper side in prime position to tie this match up if he can find the win here over bitbandingpig on the spy. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We play probably the character with the second best bug in the game. I'd say Irish taking the number 1 spot, but Alice, definitely a great character here. It starts off with an early flirt, but I don't know how you play this game. There's so many different ways to play this map.
Well, the ambassador gets a little bit snuggly here. Wrong bug on the way out of the conversation is a huge pickup for bitbandingpig. And that, if it was
Yes.
as clean as I think it is, might be the game right there in the first 30 seconds.
Hey, if you hate 3-5 pub, just turn it into hardtails. Just hardtail and win. What a bug. That was super good. Hopefully we don't get credited for a bug when we leave this conversation because the ambassador is right here. But man, what a start. I guess you just throw your dice on the table and hope they land.
That was such a difficult situation. You can't do the in-conversation bug there because of the gap between you and the ambassador is too big. It's too easy to see. But steps away, starts the bug before the body swings too far around and manages to get the wrong arm bug on the way out, completely invisible. An absolutely beautiful pickup for bitbandingpig. Not able to get the next flirt that he wanted at the bar there, but shouldn't really matter. Still 2 minutes left to play with two seduces, and one other mission to get.
We're in a great position to win this game. It just depends, can we get that flirt? Belial cutting it close. bitbandingpig also looks like he might have some struggles here.
Stepping into conversation with the double agent, the seduction target hasn't been too kind as of yet, but
And
there's
in the
still
red.
plenty of time. Green test on the contact comes off. One low light.
Only two people there had a real BB, if he's trusting his other previous lowlights. And it looks like, yes, highlights coming off here.
Ooh, and a couple of people getting bumped back up to neutral for possibly having the real BB. That said, with a minute and 15 left, the seduction target bails on us again, which puts us suddenly in a worrying position.
Yeah, if we end up talking in the last 10 seconds of the game, we might just get shot for overtime. That's
Look
the
at this
worst thing.
super wide path around the ambassador. It's like, look at how not bugging this is, Belial.
That's crazy. And even from Belial's perspective, it looks like he might have bugged, which is actually kind of crazy. Can we just
No choice but to step into the contact at the back, and Belial, that's enough for him to take the shot, not able to get the seduces done, and instead just takes a bullet. Belial, after going down 2 games in the first maps, comes swinging right back in, and it's a tie game.
That is unfortunate. With 40 seconds on the clock, it's tough to call, especially since you're probably just annoyed with your ST for briefcasing. Man, that's a tough situation. You really do want seduce though in this game where you get this amazing bug off. So clean.
That was such a huge start for bitbandingpig, but played it a little bit too slow with the contact. With the seduce, sorry. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with that tonight. Played it a little bit too slow and wound up just not being able to convert on the early start, and we are tied at 2 going in to library. We're back on the big maps.
Before we
This
do,
one's even more shenanigan than usual.
that game is so heartbreaking. Like you mentioned, we wanted the seduce. 3 times our seduction target played with our hearts. Once leaving us at bar, twice coming to the position we were just standing at after being at window pad, and 3 times leaving the conversation that we wanted to go flirt with. And where does he go? And then 4 times leaving the window pad that we wanted to flirt with him for the 4th time. That game is just it's how to unfortunately lose a spy. This is any 3 or 5, and all you need is seduce, inspect, and contact. And Belial has to shoot after 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes of gameplay for someone stepping into statues. You feel. So that's a huge shame for bitbandingpig, and you have to wonder how that hurts the overall momentum of this series. bitbandingpig with a huge lead to begin with has just been brought back to even at 2-2, and now we jump into to library Turbo. So let's see if Belial can continue the momentum swing.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And if I was bitbandingpig, I could just imagine getting so tilted. You have that clean bug, no suspicion, and then ended up getting just, you feel like almost cheated out of that game by the ST.
The perfect library bug is just the one where the sniper isn't looking. A little bit of an awkward entry into statues here, probably not caught. In all likelihood, that highlight is just a rote statue highlight as we step into statues here. Side statues as well to pick up the first pair of inspects.
We're playing 4-7 library, so this is a great start. And we're already
5 of
starting
8
with soft
library.
tells. With bug? 4-7?
Oh, yeah, right. Fair enough. But that said, the sniper does still have to look for the bug. Sniper doesn't know what's happened.
That's the great thing about bug. Sometimes with purloins or swaps, if it's gone off, you don't have to direct as much attention to it anymore. But with a bug, the sniper still has to respect that any character could bug at any time. And now we're doing really good on time here. We've got like 2 flirts left to go. We still have to go to statues, but the options are still wide open for Belial here and how he wants to win this game.
Stepping into conversation with the double agent here. Lots of people in conversation, but not all the double agents in, unfortunately.
Banana bread.
There's the contact coming off.
And the DA bails. That's really unfortunate for us.
Yeah.
And the ST bails.
So much of this match has just been the AI being incredibly uncooperative.
AI can just be jerks sometimes.
You're not wrong. You are able to pick up the second flirt here. This one a nice close green to bring us up to 85%. Under 2 minutes to play at this point, but with the bug done, the seduce at 2/3, and we just get shot.
Did we break an animation? Yes, but is that really something we're gonna get caught for on library? And it's like it was Taft's subtle idle animation. That's not something you're just gonna catch right out of the park.
Yeah, that wasn't noticed by bitbandingpig. I think the more likely scenario is that bitbandingpig assumed a bug had happened, but okay, I'm going back and yeah, the bug's off screen as well. What is this shot for?
Yeah, I feel like it's an etiquette shot, but
it's not on camera.
The wrong reason?
His leave is not on camera.
That's what I'm curious.
It can't be an etiquette shot.
Yeah, and he only had single inspects. Like, you definitely should wait for another set of inspects if you really think Lyle's
maybe
the spy.
He phantom to swap. Like, there's a couple of things I suppose that could have happened. You know, Taft early game into statues. I'm looking back at the BB, the contact as it happened. Ended up being fake. What does bitbandingpig see when it happens? Contact, leave the conversation. He's not looking. A couple of window flirts, maybe. Potentially you've paired the seduction target. But it definitely feels that
unless you see something pretty concrete, you don't take a shot that early, though, right?
Yeah,
I think it has to be a phantom swap or something.
Yeah, I couldn't
you
think of
see at
anything
the end
else.
here, he does a double take. Like, I don't know what he saw, but maybe he just envisioned something like at 149. You see his laser just like double take. I don't know if he thought something happened.
149, you say?
Yeah, his laser does almost a double take, like he saw Taft do something.
Right.
I don't know if it was just like.
I think it might have just been the weird path around the outside of the conversation he didn't think was something an AI would do.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a stellar shot, though. Like, bitbandingpig, give me your tech. Give me your secrets.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, if you zoom in really closely on Taft, there's this badge that says spy. I don't know if you guys have played the tutorial, but that's it's a pretty common way to catch the spy. Regardless, bitbandingpig takes the sniper shot here, now spying as Irish. Let's see if we can convert this into another lead.
All right. Well, bitbandingpig with the Jedi play, giving himself a lead as he steps into the spy side of library in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I feel like that game was almost deserved, though. The silly shot after that very silly pub game we should have won. Maybe we feel justified now after that.
Maybe. bitbandingpig starts things out at the green bookcase, pulls out a book, and goes to flirt at the bust for 34%.
Ooh, we could transfer and seduce at the same time. It's very greedy. It looks like we're just going to wait. It's a very greedy play to go for that, but very tempting if you don't think that he saw the green book.
Picking up a fingerprint while he's at it is going to bring him all the way back down to the middle of the map again. I think you probably just bail on that briefcase, right?
Yeah, I think you probably set it down once the ambassador gets into that position. Like once he gets into that spot, I don't think an AI would have tried to squeeze themselves in there. But then
especially not on that path around the outside like that, but the book does wind up getting put away without any bullets occurring, without any highlights occurring either, so things are working out for bitbandingpig so far.
A clean hardtail is clean, so we've made great mission progress so far. Fingerprint, I would say, is probably one of the best missions to go for on this map too. So hard to keep track of. Bitbandingpig in a great spot.
Absolutely. Picks up the second flirt off the bust on the far side. A green test brings us up to 85%. And a time ad, a red test on it as well. Doesn't look too bad, though, with the timer pretty close to the minute mark when it happened.
Yeah, this ambassador is crowded, so I believe Belial was just simply watching that. And we tried to... It almost looked like we tried to bug there. It doesn't look like it, though.
Wasn't able to get the conversation entry he wanted, and bitbandingpig knows that it was unfortunate, but it wasn't caught by Belial, as bitbandingpig steps in the conversation to finish up the seduce. 2 minutes and 15 left to play as we step into conversation with the double agent.
We're going really quick here, being very active mission to mission. Doesn't seem like it's been noticed
Banana
by
bread.
Belial, but maybe a behaviorist would be on top of this. But right now, in a great position to just cleanly win this game. 2 minutes left. Probably we finish this game with all soft tails.
Contact comes off. 2 highlights was the only thing that happened. Attempted reverse drive-by bug does not wind up coming off. We could just crash bug this pretty easily, though.
That's true. I think we might just wait, though. Get the inspects and prints. Just win this game, especially now that the ambassador has a confirmed fingerprint here.
So many reverse drive-by bugs, none of them taking.
We tried so much.
Tried 3 times. bitbandingpig with a little camera shake there to show he isn't happy about this, but still 1 minute and 20 to play. 1 fingerprint and 1 other thing.
If he thinks he'll die for statues, then maybe we're going to be in a tough spot here. We do request a drink.
Oh.
That doesn't sound promising.
Oh, purloin and run! Just bails on it super quickly. Toby gives chase, however. We do go for the drink. I think there might be a fingerprint on the left statue here.
Well, is that?
No, he's at center statues. I think this is still there. I think it is.
Right
Either
statue.
way, if we go to the side statues, we can win. There's a fingerprint there. We have so many win comps right now. We have 45 seconds. Do a soft tell.
We had the safety off on Andrew Ryan. There it goes again, and this time he pulls the trigger. bitbandingpig back up by 2.
Back and forth there. I don't know why we didn't just grab that fingerprint and inspect and just soft tell it out to the win. I guess maybe just frustrated the bug didn't take and felt like he wanted a hard tell this game.
Oh man, that was a game.
That was a game. I love this moment in the conversation where bitbandingpig went onto Spotify, opened it up, put some Coldplay on, and when you try your best, but you don't succeed. When the
Oh,
ambassador
many
is just
missed
out of
bugs.
range. It was beautiful. Bitbanding Pig.
Oh, man.
I
The
respect
next new
the
hit
attempt.
after learning how to flirt by
Trying
checker.
so hard.
But yeah,
All right.
wow. What a game. That's library for you. Courtyard, the next map here. We're 4-2, and we're in a dangerous position now, gentlemen. Bitbanding Pig has shown his ability to sweep maps. Veranda and now Library. They're very big maps, though, and they get slightly smaller from now on. But I know for sure that Ballroom is essentially Bitbanding Pig's home map. And so, if you're Belial and you've done your opponent research, this is a scary place to be. Courtyard, a map that you attempt to get a spy win in on, but you don't necessarily bet on it. And then you're playing on Bitbanding Pig's home map to try and bring it back to even to go into extra time. Very difficult position for Belial. Let's see what he can do. Going to be spying as the right twin here, plain twin. So let's see what he can do.
And the spy win here would be absolutely gigantic because all he would need to do is split Ballroom. Let's see if he can pull it off in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I think that's probably the only game I've seen where you can reverse bug 6 times in a row and then still win. Irish is a good
It
character.
happened in Diamond in SCL3.
That's true. Oh, yes. Magician.
Yeah.
We won't even talk about that.
It would, yeah. Probably for the best. Stepping into conversation here to pick up the first 34% on the flirt.
Banana bread.
Getting in contact as well pretty early on. Let's off 3 here, lowlights now. Not bad.
He does. ST splits too, so now breaking up the flirt for us means we're going to get more progress on the soft tails, leaving more time to get those hard tails done.
Absolutely. Belial might not want to wait, is getting snuggly with the ambassador. Had a moment where he might have been able to get one by Bitbanding Pig, but Bitbanding Pig was baiting really hard. So Belial wisely held his right click and just goes for the briefcase instead.
I think we wanted to set down the briefcase there. That's a very common trap I've seen. People want to set down the briefcase and just be done, but they end up talking on accident. Belial realizes that and just decides, okay, I'm not going to get talking with the briefcase. That is a hard tell. So decides to just try to return.
It's fine. It's fine. He didn't see it. Everything is okay. Belial now hanging out with the more suspicious twin.
I really like this play from Belial. He requests a drink in order for the ambassador to get closer to taking it. He requested just to make sure the ambassador has a chance of taking it in order for him to get the fingerprintable drink. Just trying to create more opportunities for himself.
Unfortunately, ambassador doesn't hang around. So we head out to our second flirt. This one a green test to bring us up to 85%. But we haven't been to the statues yet, and we only have 45 seconds to play. Now finally going in for the inspects.
This timing is rough, but I guess now is the best time to do it. Better than waiting until the last 10. So, I mean, we had to do this at some point. You can't wait any longer. Ambassador's not going to statues, so time to commit.
We need this last flirt, and then we need a fingerprint. Briefcase is available, but it might not be there for long.
We requested a drink. That sounds like furloughing time with 15 seconds left.
Oh, this could be so bad. Takes the drink. Bad rotation, but he comes back around. He's not looking at the guest list. He's not looking at the list. Belial, 3 seconds. Zooms in. No shot comes off. And Belial catching Bitbanding Pig on a bad rotation when it counts.
That was huge. And Bitbanding Pig at the last 5 seconds of mission win countdown sees the gulp and the list gone. I felt like a shot was coming on there, but just not in time.
Oh my god, that's brutal for Bitbanding Pig.
You see the gulp there and the list gone. You know who the spy is. And this has just been back and forth, just trading blows. Both spies just getting slightly unfortunate. The sniper, Bitbanding Pig catching a little bit of a bad break there.
And
That's-
suddenly, Belial on the sniper side is in a position to tie the game up heading into ballroom.
That's the strength of Purloin as the last mission, is that if the sniper doesn't look at it for just even 6 seconds, it can be enough for you to pick up that spy win. You know, that gives the sniper so little time to react, to shoot. I think very obviously we knew that bitbandingpig was on who purloined there, but you just don't know how much time you have as a sniper, and you really have to make that shot instantly, and it's so difficult. I've definitely fallen prey to that more times than I would like to. So really good win there for Belial. Much needed win as well. Now we jump onto the spiral here with bitbandingpig looking to try and retain his lead via spy win as queen. We'll have to see if he's able to do so.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Looking at previous results, we think that bitbandingpig should lose this map, but he's been doing more comfortable on these bigger maps as spy, being able to get away with hardtails a little more freely. So we'll see how he does as spy. I feel like he will be able to perform a little bit more than he did on the 3-5 pub map.
Not the best first flirt, only 29%. That means he is going to need a green test on one of his next 2 to finish up the seduce in 3.
Not the worst range though, and the bastard is getting close to us. Maybe a reverse drive bug on the way out.
Or maybe we just go for the dog side bug straight up! It was basically invisible on the way through. A beautiful little, very bold play from bitbandingpig right on camera. But I don't think Belial saw anything and just decided it wasn't a bug.
Yeah, that's tough because Queen's first bug is amazing. I feel like you should give credit to it at least a little bit, but Belial, feeling confident that he would have seen the animation, decides not to make any decisions this time around.
And hits the green test on the next flirt as well, bringing him up to 80%, which means we can count on the 3 flirt almost certainly, unless it's one of the worst flirts in the game. Picking
Banana
up the
bread.
contact as well. This is prime position for bitbandingpig.
5 lowlights, 3 of them highlights go down. So that's a pretty valuable BB for the sniper. But with this free bug, the current meta is not to shoot for soft tells, but to just wait for that one guaranteed hard tell. So I think Bandypig's got this locked up, especially with this last flirt here. All he needs is an inspect with 50 seconds left.
Seduction done, contact done, bug is done. 45 seconds left to play and no highlight. I would be amazed if Belial was able to find anything here. bitbandingpig steps away into the statues. Belial's not even looking. Hasn't even seen him there yet. Now that the mission countdown is going, Belial never even noticed Queen at the statues, takes a wrong shot onto Smallman, and what could have been a tie game turns into a 5-3 for bitbandingpig heading into ballroom.
Huge. That was a very big win for bitbandingpig. Now he's definitely got the advantage here. While Sniper just not looking super precise today, he kind of got lucky in the one sniper win he had that bitbandingpig kind of almost threw away by not getting seduce done. So now Belial's really gonna have to swing it back on ballroom, but this is the map to do it. So many spy mission wins here.
Looking to see what happened with Smallman here. He goes to statues early with General, then goes to statues at 44 seconds and completed. I don't know if the ambassador had been there. Nope, doesn't look like it. Then picks up another statue right next door. So the shot doesn't really make much sense from a mission completion point of view. That would have been a whole, I guess, 5 lots of inspects. If you could inspect the same statue more than once. Either way, the shot timing was correct. Unfortunately, just a missed shot. And yeah, now we're onto to Ballroom. Like I mentioned earlier, this is pretty much bitbandingpig's home map. This is the map that he selected in SCL more than any other. And so it's a pretty dangerous place for Belial to be. He needs to win as Spy here, or it's GG, match point, and bitbandingpig will progress to the quarterfinals.
This is where it all starts. Belial needs to sweep the ballroom to force extra time. Starting from the Spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Belial really gonna have to pull this back, but he's been playing some solid Spy. So definitely doable on definitely one of the best maps to do it on. But can we do it against bitbandingpig? We were talking about bitbandingpig, this being his home map. When you feel comfortable on a map, your just confidence level just goes through the roof, and that is sometimes all you need in a game like SpyParty where the psychology matters so much.
First flirt brings us up to 34% in conversation with the double agent, and we
Banana
do
bread.
take the contact here. Lets off a big low light at the statues early on, but only one other than that.
Yeah, we did give up Irish, but I mean, 2 lowlights on Ballroom, that's amazing. And we're not going to lowlight anybody with a fake BB. bitbandingpig respecting that, so definitely a solid start from Belial here.
Absolutely. Still 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play as we hang out for the timer flirt. Pretty solid position for Belial so far. There's the next flirt coming in as well. Another white test brings us up to 68%, so not as much of a cushion as you would necessarily like, but at least if we get nice and snuggly, we're guaranteed a 3 flirt.
Absolutely, and now we have a lot of options open. This ambassador is in a pretty decent spot to bug. It looks like we do go for that.
There it is! There it is! It's not a bad bug, but it's not good enough to get by bitbandingpig, and that is going to do it. bitbandingpig buys himself a spot in the round of 8 versus Pofke.
Yeah, you see this one moment here, like at 159.1, I would even say like 2, like exactly at 2 minutes flat. You just see the hand just stick out just a little bit. That's like the one thing that gives away general is his palm just extends. And that's a tight catch for bitbandingpig, but wow.
You can watch his hand clip into the ambassador as he comes in at that slight angle. And then the palm on the way out, as you were saying, is enough of a catch for bitbandingpig to take the game and take the match.
Wow,
Not bad play at all by Belial, though. Like, I as I said, it looked like a very tempting position to want to be able to bug in. So definitely can empathize with Belial there, wanting to get that free bug off.
Yeah, no, and General's walking bug could quite possibly be one of the best due to the fact that there is like no arm movement. It's only a palm turn essentially. But bitbandingpig so comfortable in his shot there, takes